Hi guys, what's up? This is continuation series of Golang REST service, and here we are making a job applications. We already developed all the module like user, job, admin section also. We have only two endpoints left. One is the deletion of the user, and deletion of the user can be possible from the admin user only. So today we will complete the how to delete a user, and when we will delete a user, their related job also should be deleted, and definitely their profile picture also should be deleted that we was saving in a folder. So that means we need to do three operations. One, delete the user from the user table, delete their related job and profile picture also. And suppose one thing we deleted, like example jobs, and user didn't delete it, so we need to take care of these things also. And in database or programming language, how we are taking these things? Through the transactions. Okay, so in the today's session we will learn about transaction also. So if everything is done properly, then we will commit the transactions. And guys, in next example, there we will reset the password. Means user after the login, he will go into their profile, and from there he can change their password. We will try to do that functionality with the go routine, channel, or the wait group, means multitasking. Okay, so let's start the coding part of it. So first we will add a new endpoint, authentications. That endpoint is delete, and here we'll write down user ID. That is also correct. So delete user handler, we need to make it, and we will write down in a user only user handler. So here we will make it. So we'll put down, here we'll go function delete handler. This is also correct, and let me remove from auto save. We will save it manually. And here first thing we should check if the user is admin or not, and that we already check it over here like a way. So we can just simply copy and we can use it first. If the user is admin, then only we will check the get user ID from the request parameter. If the request parameter we have the ID, then we will process the next part. Next thing, user will put their own ID, or might be the admin will put their own ID for delete. So that kind of user, or you can say user is trying to delete themselves, we should be restricted also. So we can check over here if the current user ID, and how we can get the current user ID, we have also another parameter. That parameter we can get it over here, and we can check if current user ID equal to user ID, whatever we get it over here. So this is the ID. So if this is the same, then we can write down a message, you cannot delete yourself. So this restriction also we can write down. If everything is fine, we can delete the user. So delete user, and we will write down over here delete user is the one of the method in the service we need to write down. This is also correct. If we delete, we can write down, or we can write down like a way also. If you are deleting, if user is not found, then we can write down this error message, while the otherwise we can write down this message, error deleting of this particular user. If everything is successful, then we can show a message user and associated data deleted successfully. So we can replace this one, and this is message is also good one. So this is our route handler. Now we need to write down the logic into service and repository. One more thing, over here we will pass this context also. So we'll go there in a service, and this is our service folder, and this is our file. Here we'll write down functions delete user, and here we need to define it. This is correct, we required a context also. So we'll pass context over here. So in the service we are getting the context, database object, and the user ID also, right? So we can say user ID. Here we'll write down tx, that is my transactions. I'm making the object of tx, and here we'll write down the database dot begin transactions. We need to start a transaction because we are deleting from multiple things from the database. So either it should be deleted from all the table, or it should not be deleted from any one of the table. Okay, so we'll start a transaction over here. Then we'll write down c.request. C means our context. Okay, from that we will get a context, and here we need to pass it SQL transaction options. In the transaction option we'll write down isolation, and in the isolations we will write down, we have the number of options, guys. We will use it level serializations. So this one, and this is done. This will be return transactions or error, and we know if we got some error, we will write down the error over here, right? And if due to some reason transaction we need to roll back, then we will write down tx dot or defer tx dot rollback. So we'll write down rollback if not committed, right? And here we are writing down started transactions. So this is done. So when it will defer it, so this function when it will be goes in the end, it will roll back from here only. right? And before that, if everything is successful, before that we will commit it also. So if you will commit it before it won't be rollback. Next part is we need to do database operation, and database operation where we will do in repository. So we'll create a method, we'll write down delete user from a user table or associated data also, or I can write down delete user or associated data repository dot delete user with transitions. Suppose we are giving this name and we need to pass ID, user ID and database, or either I can pass the transition also, right? So these two things we will pass, and we will define this method into repository. Repository is over here. This is user repository. Here we'll write down functions. This is our function name, and here we'll getting the not database object but a transaction object. So we'll write down SQL transactions, okay, and not a model but a user ID only. So we'll write down user ID, and here we'll return two things, string or error, and user ID should be integer over here, right? So first, what should we delete it? I think first we should delete the jobs. Okay, so we will delete the jobs. Simple. So first delete associated job first. Okay, simply we'll run a query through the transactions only. So earlier we are using database, now we are actually using transactions. Okay, that is also part of the SQL only. So we'll run it, and if you got some error, definitely we'll return it from here, and this is error, right? So this is error handle. After that, before deleting, we should get the user profile also. Okay, and user profile we will get it, and user profile could possible null also, guys. So as we remember, we already done it also one of the place also, SQL dot null string. So same way we need to do over here also, null string. So we will get select star from user ID, whatever the user ID we have here, and we will get a profile picture that we will get it over here in this variable as a SQL null string. And if you got an error, any error, to execute this statement, will handle it over here. If everything goes well, then we will delete the user. Okay, and delete also will do through the transaction only. So we'll just simply delete, and we will check the result also. Result how we will check? Through the row affected. Now we will handle the error also. So this is error handling. If we got some error, we will handle it, and we will check the row affected also, right? And through this result we will get the row affected, and we will get a row affected. If the successful deleted, we will get the 1, or if it does not able to delete due to some XYZ reason, we will get a 0. So this is also one kind of exception, and this exception where we are handling user is not found, right? So such a kind of exception we can write down also. If everything goes well, then we will return profile picture, and we should convert it also string because that could be null. So this is good also. So where we will delete the profile picture, we should delete the profile picture into service. Why? Because this is business logic. This is only database operations. So we should not delete it over here. Only database related thing we should do into repository. Rest everything we should do into user service only. So here we will delete the profile picture from the folder. So here we will picture or error. If we got some error, we can write down over here. If error reason is error no row, then we can write down this way. Otherwise we will write down some generic message. After that, definitely we need to commit the transaction also. If everything goes well, it does not get any error, we need to commit the transaction also. And how we will commit it? Simple way, transaction.commit, we will commit it. While committing also, if we get some error, we will write down this way. In the last, we need to delete the profile picture also. And how we will delete it? Simple, we need to make a logic. Yes, similar to that one also work. So profile picture, if not null, definitely we have some values. Then we will delete the profile picture, and while deleting also, if you get some error, we need to write down this one. Otherwise we will return in null. All are correct, but we need to write down logic, and logic I will write down over here in a util file, because that is totally separate logic and we can use it into somewhere else also. So we'll write down, we will make a new file validation, I'm writing down, or file operations, I can give the name. And here we will write down package util, and here we'll define a functions delete file if list, and definitely we need to give the path, and we need to write down some logic. So logic is simple, guys, as we already learned it also in file handling. While we learn the Go language, there we learn the file handling. So we need to write down simple os.stats. os.stats will be give the if file is exist or not, if folder is exist or not, that kind of things we will get it through the os.stat. So we will pass this path and os.stat will be give us two informations. So if we get some error, we will return it over here, or we can handle it, because if the file does not exist, return without error, we can say return none. If we are trying to delete a file, then we can simply write down os.remove file path, whatever the file path we have, we can pass it, and while deleting, if we get some error, we can write down over here, and otherwise we will return a none only. Okay, so this is our delete file if exist. So this function we can call it over here. We will write down utils, not this one, but where is the profile path, right? But we require a profile path also. To get a profile path, we'll use a file path. File path, join, upload, and profile picture also. So this file path we will give to this functions. Okay, and if you got some error here, we will handle the error. If everything is fine, we will return it from here only. Now we need to correct the routing part only. Now we'll copy this one, delete user by user ID, and we will just paste over here. This was the last thing. And one more thing, guys, here we should not give the upload path. We should give the upload path from environment only. Okay, because environment also we already have it, right? Final thing is we need to test this functionality. To test this functionality, I need to run my applications here. Let's see. Yeah, this we got a new routing path. Now we need to make a API test, one more API test, that is called, I can say user_delete, or any name we can give. I'm just giving this one, and here we require some ID also. So before doing this one, let's see how many user we have. First we log in with the admin, send a request. Yeah, it's not. So we got a token. We'll copy this token and use this token into user, all the user, and to get the all the user, we'll use it, and we'll execute. How many user we have? We have 3 user. Okay, and right now we are logging with this one, admin 1. We have admin also, so we can delete the admin. Okay, or either we can create a new user also. So let's create a new user. We'll go there and we will write down one new name, that is called ABC or ABC. Let's execute. User is creation done. Now we come back again on user all, and let's check. As we get ABC user, yes, and this ID is 30. So we need to delete this user. So we'll go in delete. We'll write down delete http localhost 88 is the port /user ID. Here we need to pass the token also, that is authorizations, and token we already have here. You can use this token, or you can use this complete path also. We can use this complete parameter. Let's try to send a request. 404 does not find out. Okay, oh yeah, sorry, we need to pass it users/30. Right, now let's send a request. User and associated data deleted successfully. Great. Now let's see it is user exist or not. We'll go send a request. Yes, that user is deleted. Now we have only 3 users, right? So this is the way, guys, we can use the transactions. Okay, and guys, we should not use the transaction everywhere. We should use the transaction where we have multiple table record or their associated record we wanted to delete, or you can say we wanted to update at a time only. Okay, because if the one record is update and another one is not update, so then data will become inconsistent. In that case, we should use transactions. And this is the way we can use the transaction, especially with the Golang package. You guys can do the practice of this one. So thanks for watching the video. See you in the next video. Till the time, happy coding.